Also, cleanup continues in multiple southeast Missouri counties, still dealing with historic flooding.
The small town of Lesterville is one of the places hit the hardest as the nearby Black River rose to an historic 28 feet. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki joins us live in Lesterville this morning with the latest details on cleanup and recovery efforts. Good morning to you, Holden.
Yeah, good morning, Landon. Good morning, Michelle. Taking a look at the Black River this morning, safely back in its banks. It's almost hard to imagine that just a few days ago, this area experienced historic flooding. That is until photographer Kira Lapino and I came across a washed out road, and then we saw these recovery trucks here at Lesterville High School. But with the river back in its banks, at least one first responder group is wrapping up operations and going to begin heading home. Now, beginning Friday, Missouri Task Force 1, they've been working sunrise until sunset, searching the local waterways just to make sure that everyone escaped the flood-impacted area safely. To date, the task force has searched more than 100 impacted structures, 90 damaged campers at those campgrounds, and 120 flooded-out cars. The task force has not only put boots on the ground, they've been deploying multiple searches by boat, and they're also using drones to map out more than 1,500 acres in the flood zone, giving first responders a look at the damage in real time so they can deploy the needed resources to the areas that were hit the hardest.
The water has receded quite a bit, and so we're able to put even some flat bottom boats in there and just go to different places, because when the waters came up, campers, cars, they just got swept away, and those have to be checked because we don't know who was here camping. We don't know who hasn't been reported missing yet, and so our priority is to check absolutely every structure that has sustained damage and make sure that nobody needs help.
Missouri Task Force 1 is expected to make one final assessment early this morning before wrapping up their operations and heading home to Boone County. But one thing they're telling everybody to keep in mind, especially as they get out and kind of walk down some of these waterways where there is a lot of debris, is that there were a lot of propane tanks that were swept away. Those can actually leak, and that propane can just hover in some of the low-lying areas. So they're telling everybody if they smell that distinct smell of gas or propane to go ahead and back out of that area and then call first responders, because otherwise that gas could spark and we have an explosion causing more problems for the first responders who already have their hands full. Reporting live here in Lesterville, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Holden. That's very important to know.